But Willis has responded in Cobb County, where Wade's estranged wife Jocelyn is trying to get the DA to sit for a deposition. Willis is asking for a protective order to block that deposition. She does not admit or deny any relationship, but she makes some surprising claims of her own. In her emergency motion, Willis says she, quote, lacks unique personal knowledge of any matter that is relevant to the subject matter involved in the pending action. She says Wade's marriage fell apart years before she hired him or even met him, claiming Jocelyn Wade confessed to an adulterous relationship with her then husband's longtime friend. The DA then says this in her motion. Jocelyn Wade has conspired with interested parties in the criminal election interference case to use the civil discovery process to annoy, embarrass, and oppress District Attorney Willis. She cites what she calls unusual timing between the subpoena to have her deposed and the motion in the criminal case to have it dismissed. Willis is asking a Cobb County judge to block any attempt to have her deposed. Meanwhile, the judge in the election interference case has scheduled a date to hear any evidence in the motion to have that case dismissed.
Hello family, welcome back to another episode of Journey to Harmony. I'm your host Richard Harmon. Today we want to talk about the case of Fani Willis and Nathan Wade. Before we get started, I want to go over and just to consider some things first. I haven't heard anyone else talk about this, but this is some really messed up things what Nathan Wade's kids are dealing with right now. They had no interest or anything like that in terms of this happening, and I'm sure their life is being turned upside down. Big shout out to them, and hopefully they, by God's grace, they're able to get through this. So we're going over some information today. So Fani Willis has come out with some new information. Nathan Wade's wife has producing the bank statements that show that Fani Willis and Nathan Wade were involved, that they did go on trips together to Miami as well as to California, and it's now for sure locked in terms of showing that there was a bit of collusion. There is an inappropriate relationship going on. I'm sure she's trying to do her best to get payments from divorce filings, things of that nature. So things are just going out of control. I'm going to play a little video here today. We'll watch a little bit of this, come back and talk about it. Your first time joining, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. Here we go.
Of buying airline tickets to Miami and San Francisco for Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. The filing includes credit card statements that his wife's attorneys say back up that claim. 11 Alive's Zach Merchant has the very latest tonight.
Today, a judge announced a hearing is now set for Monday to evaluate the claims in the divorce case between Nathan Wade and his wife, Jocelyn. Now we're breaking down how that could impact the ongoing criminal case against former President Donald Trump that Nathan Wade is helping to lead. These new developments all stem from a recent subpoena served on DA Willis, compelling her to testify in the Wade's divorce case. Willis filed a motion in court just yesterday trying to block that subpoena, arguing she had no legally relevant information to share. But today, Jocelyn Wade responded in court, releasing credit card statements alleged to be her husband's that show he spent more than $1,000 for a passenger listed as Fani Willis to accompany him on trips to Miami and San Francisco in 2022 and 2023. Jocelyn Wade's attorneys wrote that they wanted to depose Willis to determine the nature of her relationship with Nathan Wade. Previous 11 Alive reporting revealed that Wade has been paid more than $500,000 more than the other special prosecutors on the case.
All right, so there it is. So this is pretty interesting. I had a lot of people comment over the last few days talking about, why is this anyone else's business? Why is it that two people can't date each other? And it's not just about the fact that two people are dating each other, but it's the fact that the expert on the case is another gentleman who is a part of the special counsel. But for him, he's only making about $150 per hour, while Nathan Wade, who has yet to ever try a case of this kind of magnitude, is being paid $100 more than an industry expert. On top of that, she's working with a subordinate. I have last year a video came out in terms of CNN, and the CEO was fired because he was having relations with his subordinate as well. He didn't disclose the relationship. So there's a lot of history in the past of people showing that those who are in positions of power are let go and released if they are in relationships that they aren't supposed to. For those of you who are watching this, I'm sure you have been at companies and you've been advised that you cannot have a relationship with your subordinate. They have to many times have to tell HR. They have to go and work in a different department and things of that nature. Some people still do it and end up getting fired. I remember a case in when I was living in Georgia, and the whole particular warehouse was just going crazy. But a lot of people are having issues right now, and this particular case for Fani Willis looks to be going off the rails very quickly. It went from being focused solely on Donald Trump to now everyone talks about Fani and about what is it that she's doing. Many people are saying that this does not affect the case, but the jury is there. They are watching, they're hearing about these different situations, and I'm sure they're going to have their issues tainted as well. Most likely this case is going to be set for either dismissed or mistrial or something of that nature. It could possibly be brought up once again, but the process of finding a new DA, the process of finding a new special counsel to prosecute the case, this could be months and months, and most likely will not be able to be settled until closer to the election or after the election. So this was a major hit here that happened for Donald Trump, for Fani Willis. She's going to be in a battle for the remainder of the year, maybe 2 years, just trying to keep her license and keep her job, just due to the situation that she finds herself in. She previously tried to deny it and say that people were only talking about it because she's black, but in reality, we all know that this was a situation of lack of discipline. Another thing here, guys, and something I'm very passionate about, is that we as men have to be disciplined, right? So Nathan Wade has ended his divorce, he ended his marriage. He has, his children are watching this. Like, imagine, divorce is hard enough on kids, but your parents, your father is become the spotlight in a trial, and he is out there every single day, and everyone is seeing him, everyone is talking about him, everyone's talking about you. You know how kids can be. I'm sure people are making jokes and things like that about their kids, whether it's a daughter or their son. And that's a very difficult place to be, whether you're in college or you're trying to figure out life as a young person. This is a bad situation to put your family in. And a lot of times we look at it, we say that, it's no big deal. It's, you're able to do life however it is you want to. But you never know when that particular situation will blow up. I remember a young lady from Alabama who said that she saw a small child on the highway, and, she pulled over to the highway to try to help him out, and she got kidnapped a little while ago. I forgot the lady's name, but I'm sure she didn't expect her story to become a national story. And sure enough, it became a national story, and she ended up, feeling crazy, and she was charged to some misdemeanor or something like that, just because something like this happened. And I'm sure the same way, I don't think Nathan Wade ever expected his findings and his actions to be revealed in such a manner. But here it is, he finds himself, with his life basically broken in pieces. Whether it's his relationship with Fani that likely can't continue, his relationship with his wife that is broken and is going through divorce, or his situation with his children where they are looking at him sideways because he had an affair, and it's been broadcasted for everyone in the world to dissect. Life is very difficult, guys, and it's something that we have to work to protect as best as possible. We could ask ourselves on a daily basis, is what I'm doing right now, if the relationship or the communication that I'm having with someone else, is it something that's going to represent my family well, yes or no? And if it's not, then something that we definitely need to consider staying away from as best as possible. What are your thoughts on this? Please comment below. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining, and have a good day.